So I don't really know the exact number for this, but after you reach a certain number of followers on both TikTok and Instagram, someone from TikTok and someone from Meta will reach out to you to see how you're doing. And they always start off by asking the same set of questions like, oh, so like what are your goals? How do you envision growing your account? And I was kind of blunt with them and I said to them, if I'm being honest with you, I don't know if I like love this. Like, I love making the videos and I love chatting with like people here and there, but everything else that's attached to it, I kind of hate it. They're like, oh, are you talking about like the fame? And I was like, not to sound conceited, but like, yeah. And they were like, oh, that's very normal. No one likes the fame. And I was like, what? Isn't the whole point of being on here to become famous? Like, no, no, no. Most people just want to work on their craft and be left alone. I would say 95% of people who work in entertainment don't like the fame. You have to be a very particular kind of individual to want fame. I was like, oh, okay. Because like all this time, I thought I was like different for like not wanting to be famous, but turns out I'm actually just like everyone else. Kids, remember this. As you grow up, you're gonna realize that you are no different from everyone else. You are not special. So you might as well not try to be different and just be yourself because you're gonna end up like everyone else anyway. To be told, I think the primary problem is just that like I'm like way too old to be doing this. As you get older, you gain something called wisdom, but wisdom is a double-edged sword because wisdom gives you the foresight to know that like none of this actually matters. And so it's really hard to like take this seriously. I was very much alive and conscious when the internet was introduced to the world. I was very much here when social media was first introduced to the mainstream public. If you are around my age, you have seen so many social media apps come and go. The people that were popular 10 years ago are no longer here today. Well, like they're not dead, but like no one knows where they are. Like where's Jenna Marbles? Where's Bubs Beauty? Michelle Phan? CGP Grey? Where's Community Channel? She didn't give us her fucking Lamingtons recipe yet. Back in the early 2000s, I used to religiously play this game called Neopets. And it's exactly what it sounds like. You adopt this virtual pet and you feed it. You can read it books to make it smarter. You can get fairies to like teach it abilities and like go into battle. I know it sounds really stupid, but like it was really cool back in the day, okay? I was so proud of myself for owning a Sai Bunny because Sai Bunnies were so rare. And not only that, I had 2 million Neopoints. Okay, and I know you guys don't really understand what that means, but I was like the Becca Bloom of Neopets. Now, 25 years later, who the cares that I had 2 million Neopoints in Neopets? What was all that for? Oh my God, can you imagine if I spent all the time mining Bitcoins instead? Then I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be on here making a fool of myself. So I know from personal experience that there will come a day sooner than you all expect where none of this will matter. All these views, likes, and follows will all surmount to absolutely nothing. And all of you will forget about me, which you should because you guys can get a fucking life. And the only person that this meant something to is me. One day I'm gonna tell my future children, kids, guess what? Your dad had a little bit of a moment on TikTok. And my kids are gonna be like, ew, isn't TikTok an app for Gen Zs? No one uses that anymore. We all use blah, blah, blah. And you're like, what the fuck is blah, blah, blah? Isn't that another Kesha song? Like, blah, 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 coming at your mouth and blah, blah, blah. Why are all these social media apps named after a Kesha song?